Now it's all in play. Glory's call in the all-star fray. 12 dreams clash. It's the league showcase. Glory's chase. Feel the ground shake. You stand tall. Never fear the climb. All for one. And it's game time. In the stands, hear the roaring crowds. Wearing colors, we're standing proud. 12 teams fight under the spotlight's rays. Glory's night in the all-star blaze. Sweat and toil on this hallowed turf. One will rise.
Good evening to all of you out there. Welcome to a bank holiday double, part of a triple header. Evening to Mega Horse and evening to Jens, lads. If you could just let us know that you can hear me all right. Had to charge the old the headset before I went live, so just let me know everything's grand. And sneaking in like the sexual offender that he is, we have Mr. Robert Sloth. How are you doing, Sloth man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you all right, mate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure the millions and millions of fans can also hear us as well.
Can you just reintroduce me, please? Is that all right?
Yeah, of course. So sneaking in just as we were loading up like the sexual offender he is, on this Sunday night, which is usually his one night a week where he gets a wash. It's Robert Sloth. Rob Sloth, how you doing, mate?
Marching all together. Leeds. How did Leeds get on today?
I think they got beat, mate. I think they got beat.
I don't gutted.
Yeah, not
Moving
grand
on.
that, not grand that. Rob, listen, obviously it's a bank holiday special.
It is.
And I just wanted to let you know that I've blown the annual budget on All Stars, and I've got a very special guest. And I just want you to see if you know who he is.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
I didn't get nothing, mate. No.
Oh, did you not? Oh,
No.
that's one shit then. It's not working. Not working. I did have a. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, I did have a little Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard there, and he said, "Who's your?" He said, "Who is your daddy and what does he do?"
Get out.
But you can't hear it. So yeah, so that's that. Steve Wright is saying, "I can't wait for you to start on minus 20 points because of your Gimpy owner, Rob. Enjoy."
Well, that's great, Steve. But at least we'll be starting on minus 20 points in the Premier League, unlike you. Massive Legion. But the thing is, though, if it's a point, Legion probably get more points deducted, wouldn't they? Because they do everything better than everyone else, don't they? Including losing the playoff finals. So, do you know what? Do you know what, Doug? I had a bit of a day today. I went to buy a new telly today.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, because I for watching the Premier League on. But I got home and I took the telly out and there were no Leeds in it.
There were no Leeds. I did see that apparently they owe about 190 million in transfer fees over the next 3 years or so, next 2-3 years.
Sensational.
That might be. They were so good in that second leg against Norwich as well, and they were just so shit today, mate. Honestly,
they never liked scoring, did they?
Yeah, I know, and yeah, I'm sure the lads are hurting, so I'm not going to linger on it because football's shit anyway. How are you doing in your world, Robert? How's things?
It's all right, mate. It's not, I'm working tomorrow, so
yeah,
it's not that great for me, but you know, I hope everyone else had a nice day.
Yeah, they got a good day, mate. I went to IKEA, did a bit of clearing out, built some furniture, very middle class.
Did you get a hot dog?
Of course I did, mate. Of course I did. Fantastic. Crispy onions on top there.
Oh, delicious.
Mustard and ketchup. You've got to. Yeah, it was very good. Anyway, on to the All-Star Atlantic League. I was just having a look tonight, mate, and as of kind of tomorrow night, as of this triple header, we'll only have 11 fixtures left, which is mental, really, for a league of like 30 odd fixtures. Testament to us all for kind of getting through it at a decent pace, I reckon. So tonight, we've got Alcatraz against Steam Pigs. Alcatraz, who kind of went off the rails a little bit the last couple of weeks, but they did have that nice, healthy buffer at the top end of the table against what was a free score in Steam Pigs and then wasn't a free score in Steam Pigs and now seems to kind of be a free score in Steam Pigs again, still with Harry Kewell not fit. We've got, obviously, the reason why everybody's here, which is Dandies and Short Pump. We've got Drivetrain against Gators, two sides that are kind of stuttering at the moment. Memphis Rains against the El Loco Fire. El Loco Fire are flying at the minute. Third in the form table. Scott will be on his way back from the game. Bisons against Pelham. Dimble with a real opportunity to build on some fantastic form that he's had over the last couple of weeks, or the last 2 game weeks, to be fair. And then we're going to start with the Vikings against the Des Moines Demons, as Jens is on that tower time differential. Dimble there saying we need leads, bands to watch out for. Do you get that reference, Rob? Are you aware of that? Are you there, mate?
Yes, sorry. What was that? What was the reference? I don't get it. I'm being stupid.
Dimble said we need leads, band to watch out for.
What's the reference, mate?
So that was the band that Wooder was in, and they were on Skins.
Ideal.
They were genuinely big in Japan.
Were they?
Yeah, genuinely big in Japan, like interviewed for Japanese radio and stuff.
Of course they were.
over to our first game of the night is the Vikings against the Des Moines Demons. Vikings, who are missing their stalwart Patrick Vieira, but actually he is looking to kind of bring a bit of a Vikings band together. Back together again. We've got Stam coming in. Lads, if you just remind us what that deal is in the chat or via WhatsApp, so I can process it at the end of this round of game week.
Quite a big one, wasn't it? As well, if I remember.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's done well to get him in. To be fair, I think Steve's done a pissed up deal, which is it's been a while since he's had one of them. Deddy and Zanetti on the wings, who've been very, very good. Van Nistelrooy, who hasn't really hit the ground running after letting Sigalko go. Emerson and Terry. All right. Need to wait for Emerson to be fit. What do you think of that Alaska Vikings 11 there, Mr. Stoffman?
He's got Zidane trying to pull some D'Alessandro style strings in the middle, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, Jens himself said one and done for him tonight. They are in the midst of a bit of a selection crisis. The Des Moines Demons, 3 arguably starting or backup centre halves, but Kamuna and Honshaw do look more than capable of coming in. And
I would have any of his 5 centre halves, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing Dan does do is he does pick good centre halves. There's been a fair few of them in the Super League that he's kind of brought in, and they've done well and they've become mainstays. Louis Enrique makes a debut tonight in AMC, and obviously Maxim, who's recently just moved, is the lone striker up front. Prediction here for the first one of the night, Robert?
I want to go 2-0 to those Vikings, I think.
Yeah, I think this could be a bit of a textbook Vikings win. Volodenkov, who has been mercurial for the Demons so far this season. Des Moines in their awkward change kit, not awkward change kit's probably the wrong expression, but unusual, rarely utilised change kit. I think Jens had Louis Enrique in Super League once upon a time as well, and he did a decent little number for him. 36 minutes played. It's a little bit 50-50. Sigalko with his name mentioned for the first time. See Dan in there, Van Nistelrooy, Desai putting the block in. Cuenca with a big save. Are we going to get a goal before half time? No, we aren't. Nice quick first half of football. Did feel a little bit 50-50, and the stats reflect that. Robert, if you could support any other team in the Premier League other than your own, for whatever reason you want, who would it be?
I'm afraid it would be Spurs.
All right.
I've got my granddad lived about half a mile away from White Hart Lane, and my granddad also features in Bruce Forsyth's autobiography. So there you go.
Really? And what's he mentioned in there? How did he get mentioned in there?
My granddad used to bully Bruce Forsyth for dancing, and yeah,
fantastic.
And that was it, because apparently Forsyth was dancing around on a roof, and my granddad was like calling him all sorts of, the acceptable words in the 40s, and there we go.
Pretty low bar in the 40s for pretty high bar for offence in the 40s. Rather. Both sides, Jens saying your granddad also shags you. Going to 60, both sides going to 60. We're jumped to 60.
He doesn't yet, because they're both dead. And I actually
was he? Did he die? Did he die before the book came out, or was it post that?
He came out and he was quite ill when it came out, so I don't think he would have loved it anyway, because he fucking hated him. So
yeah, I was going to say, I could just imagine him on his deathbed getting proper riled up by Forsyth. Deddy and Petkov, the standout performers, as well as Cuenca, who has been really, really solid for Jens. I think he was a Haggis. He was a Haggis keeper in Super League a couple of seasons back and did a job for them. Over at the Des Moines Demons, Maxim proving a little bit ineffective up top there. Really not creating anything here tonight. I think you'll probably see Extaburi and Zizi, who have both been decent coming off the bench for him. What would you be doing here, Rob?
You know what I'd be doing, don't you?
3 up top.
Absolutely, yeah. It's 0-0. Drawings for the week, isn't it? You've got to go for it.
Are you as predictable in the bedroom?
Yeah. Not so bench. 12 years of marriage, mate. You don't bother, do you, anymore?
How would you describe when you do get that rare fleeting opportunity? How would you describe your approach?
Aggressive. And brief.
Aggressive and brief
and sleepy.
Yeah. Do you know what I think? It's weird. You get to about like maybe 32, 33.
Yeah.
And you realize like you just haven't got the stamina anymore.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's like the calves give out.
Oh yeah. The shooting hamstring as your mid short pump is always a nice surprise, isn't it?
I was having a really similar conversation with someone at work the other day, and to cut a long story short, we're basically saying, I remember being like younger, being like an absolute machine, and now I was like, I'm one and done. I'm asleep for 12 hours.
Yeah, with the deep heat on the next day, yeah.
limping around the house.
Teneto for Luis Enrique, switch with Boomer and direct passing. Okay, he just changes us up a little bit there. Does the old horseman, yeah? Or do you know, like when you're giving it one and your legs do that thing where they stretch and you get the cramp in the bottom of your foot? It's a killer, that, isn't it,
mate? Like I say, hit 40 earlier this year, and everything's just gone wrong. I'm halfway to 70 as of Saturday, mate. So that's it's weird when you say that. And there is his first ever goal for Vikings. It is Ruud van Nistelrooy scoring against his former club. Is that going to be the start that he wants? Horsemate, sending you love. I know you're a bit poorly tonight, so sending you all the love in the world. 79 minutes played. Are we going to get an extra time to kick us off, or is it going to be a solid 1-0 Vikings and Roy Mackay puts the game to bed? To be fair, Dan, though, this is probably, these kind of back-to-back fixtures have probably came at a bit of a bad time for him because of the fact that he is missing those 3 first/second choice centre halves, and you probably on balance say that the Vikings deserve that. Yeah, it looks that way. I mean, what I do like about this league is it's like the absolute freedom of movement with strikers. It's like, Van Nistelrooy played what? How many games? Was it 3, 4? It's got binned off.
Yeah.
7. 3 for Gators. 7. See you later.
Yeah.
So Shevchenko just binned him off.
Do you know what? Obviously, I think the majority of people are well aware of what my historic views on transfers have always been, and that's that it should be free market rules. And I think this definitely keeps it interesting. So play the Vikings. Des Moines just didn't turn up there, and Horsey's probably got some I'll probably bring Horses 11 up first for the second round of fixtures because he's poorly, but also because he's probably got some changes to make there, I think. We're going to go over to the Memphis Reigns versus the El Loco Fire. Memphis, who have managed to scrape 3 wins on the trot, which was totally bizarre when you consider where they were at the start of the season. And they've been on the up. No doubt in most part of the fact that Rocks has been around a little bit more. Tonight they go as is. What have you made of their little recovery, Robert?
It's nice, isn't it? Everyone wants a good Rock side, don't they? Do you know what I mean? That's what we
absolutely. Of course, he was kind of flirting with the idea of being on tonight, and he would have got a decent introduction from me tonight because he's one of those people that have like a very, very, very particular place in this whole little community thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you associate certain things with him, absolutely. Mad Argentinians or South Americans being one of them.
Yeah.
Over the El Loco Fire, who have been, credit to Scott, very good over the last few weeks. 3 wins on the bounce, and even when they've been beaten, they've been in games more than they ever were. This kind of youth project is really starting to take off now. They make a couple of changes tonight with Viduka coming in and Mike Duff coming in at DMR. Scott Sadler, who I spotted on a video on Twitter with Calvin Phillips.
I saw that. Yeah,
a lot of players in here that are very slothish. Rob,
they are. Yes, very Southgate Van Bronckhorst. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Sloth-esque.
Lee Young Pure, Jax, Kutuzov, Viduka. A lot of players that I could see pulling on the yellow and red of the sloths. I do like that El Loco Fire second.
It's very Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah, definitely. Score prediction here.
I'm going to go for a 2-2 shutout. This one.
2-2 shutout after 120 as well. We jumped to 32 minutes. Simeone goes into the book. Simeone, who was bizarrely played at AMC in the Super League on Thursday night, which I thought was a little bit batshit crazy.
Super League's dead. It's done.
It's 0-0 at half time, another 0-0 at half time, and El Loco Fire really struggling to lay a glove on Memphis Reigns at all, although they themselves not really putting up anything much. Mickey Elaney's been putting himself about, but has missed 7 of his 11 tackles. Couple of 6s and 7s in there with Simeone in the book.
Yeah,
condition all looks great. Over at the El Loco Fires, again, 6s and 7s. The only thing they're missing is the yellow card for Simeone for one of their DMCs. Van der Vaart, who has been very, very good for Scotty, really struggling to get into the game from that MC position, maybe because of those 3 DMCs. Probably Scotty's the most likely to change here, do you reckon?
You'd have thought so. I mean, these 2 games haven't exactly been an advert for the Bank Holiday Bonanza, have they? You know.
We started with a 1-0 and then we've had 1 goal in 130 odd minutes of football, but the goals will come, absolutely. No changes for Scotty over at Rockwell. Rob's wife is imminently due back from wherever she's been. If anybody fancies joining us for the back-to-back, that'd be grand.
I fucking hate the way he sets up his side on the it infuriates me the way his numbers are down the side of the screen. Simeone at number 1, it absolutely infuriates. He should be banned. You should be able to do it. Costanzo's number 6 as well. It makes me feel sick.
I like it just purely because of how much it pisses you off. Over to the Memphis Reigns. Although I hate making these subs because you cannot find the players anywhere. I reckon he's probably going to go 2 up top here. Do you think?
Yeah. Put Sick Ortega up, get a Totti in the hole.
Yeah, 1 at the back, 2 up top, 3.
He's gone as is there, hasn't he? Or did he say that for? Was that for?
That was half time, mate. Yeah, half time.
Sorry.
Over to the El Loco Fire. Conditions look absolutely fine, but it is just that match rating. Fernando Torres, who's got a couple, got 4 and 9 actually, nearly 1 and 2. Wouldn't surprise me if he kind of sacrifices Kutuzov and goes 2 up top with Jackson behind.
Robbie Keane, sorry, maybe.
Yeah, I do. I've never had Robbie Keane in any form of competitive champ, but I would like a pump with him. Swap Totti on Ortega, bring Guede on for Ortega, and chuck him left of Vieri.
Oh, lovely.
Roxy, just confirm if you want Totti there or if you want him up top or whatever. Wallem for Simeone. Brilliant. And we'll come back to Roxy. Keane and Torres at AMC. So we're going to go Kutusov for Keane, Torres for Jacques. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. I'm guessing Scotty's driving back, so it's probably his little boy. I say little boy. It's probably his boy that's doing the changes. So thank you for that. I don't know Mini Scott's name, so thank you if you are, bud. We will roll to the full-time whistle. Both managers making attacking changes. Certainly Torres at AMC is slightly more attacking than a usual AMC. Oh. We do have Kufre with an injury at centre half. Mendes is probably the straight swap. I'll make a change unless he says one at the back and absolutely go balls deep. So you'd support Spurs if you could support any then.
Yeah. What about you, mate? What about you?
I don't mind Spurs actually. Yeah. I don't mind Spurs. I really quite like Crystal Palace though as well. Just purely because they've got like a genuinely, I think if you're a Crystal Palace fan in London, then you've automatically got me respect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because of some of the teams in and around here, the atmosphere always seems bouncing in that top left-hand corner of Selhurst Park. And I just think they're a shit side, but a good side, if that makes sense.
They are, yeah. Whether they keep Glasgow or not, I hope they do, because they've obviously company's gone to Bayern, hasn't he? So
yeah,
that's weird, isn't it?
Totally bizarre. We get to 90 minutes and it's 0-0, and they've done anything. Yeah, shout out to Ben, mate. Sorry about Leeds not winning today, lad, but you'll get there again. Football's a bastard. Jens once watched a Premier League game in Selhurst Park, class. Scotty goes as is. We'll just get up onto Viduka having a decent game, but again, a lack of creativity, really. One of the worst games of football ever played, Wimbledon Bradford. Yes. Yeah, how many cards were in that game, Jens? Can you remember? I imagine the ref spent more time actually controlling the game than
Wimbledon v Bradford. Jeez,
yeah,
imagine coming over, being like, "Oh, I'm going to watch a Premier League game," and you get Wimbledon v Bradford. Christ.
Robbie Keane will have a chance to get the winning goal, half time and extra time. It is golden goal for those that have maybe forgotten, and we will go until the bitter end. A 0-0 really wouldn't help either of these sides, and it did jump to 0-0. That is an absolutely piss poor game. So awful. Anti All-Stars, league fine incoming. Fabio Rustico with a man of the match performance. Gareth Southgate trying to control and run the show from the back.
Rustico gets an 8 and gets man of the match. Duff gets a 9.
Yeah, I mean that's an indication as to how piss poor it was, wasn't it? We go over to the Alcatraz against the Steam Pigs with the Welsh Cup winner, Mr. Jamie Hopkins, belter, like the actual genuinely qualified football manager amongst us.
Yes.
It goes like this. It is Nicky Ferenko in for Brozek and everything else stays as is. They are a little bit up and down at the minute. They're kind of winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one. And certainly they're nowhere near where the form was in that first 4 games of the season where they played 4, won 4, conceded none. And we do have Collins, Nicky Ferenko, which is an intrinsic sweat dream. And, you know, Davids and Dyer is absolutely class as that block. I do love Paolo Maldini. I've been trying to get him off Hopkins for a decent while now, and it's just not happening. And that's how the Alcatraz go. Over to the Steam Pigs. Harry Kewell is still missing for about 2 weeks, still on a red injury. And this formation, to be fair to Steve, has got it working in both the Super League and the All-Stars. They did win the last game 3-1, but before that had lost 2 before that. And this is a decent little opportunity for both sides to really start building up a little bit of a form. Before the have I clicked and missed Samuel there, Steve? Let me just check. Fuck if your messages.
Samuel in, you bastard.
Where did your messages? Where did your messages?
Don't think you did.
Tell me where that message is, Steve.
It's too late now, anyway.
Yeah, it is too late now. I just want to see. Where have you sent them? Sorry, Steve. We'll see how the Steam Pigs get on. I don't think your messages genuinely. Sorry, Steve. Definitely not on Twitter anyway. The only submission I've got on Twitter from you is 5 days ago. And we go on. Do love that Steam Pigs away kit. Probably the best away kit in the league, to be honest, Rob.
It's nice, isn't it? Palermo,
it is, absolutely.
Palermo-esque.
Absolutely. Shevchenko, with his name mentioned. You sacked off Shevchenko early in the season, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And it's a goal for Alcatraz. It's Pavel Nedved, who Hopkins loves probably more than most, to be honest. Is his home kid? Apologies, Steve. There is Shevchenko, and there is Frankler.
Shevchenko.
He is absolutely cooking, and he has absolutely turned this game around for his manager. Steam Pigs didn't really look into it until those 2 goals. And that is now 9 best Shevchenko we've ever seen in any form of competitive champ.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely. Nedved, who's been okay, 5 in 16, 17. Over at the Alcatraz boys, 7s and 6s with an 8 for Paolo Maldini again, who's an absolute colossus at the back. Nikiforenko and Collins struggling to offer anything there, really. And it is Sorin from DML with the assist.
You know, I love Inzaghi, like as a real player, but I've never really done much with him on this because he's born offside as well, isn't he?
Yeah, do you know what though? I fucking love that. I love strikers that are like that. I love greedy strikers. I love strikers that are like that. Love strikers that can just finish. Like, he absolutely killed us in the 2007 Champions League final when Milan beat us. He was just pulling on Hyypiä's shoulder every single time. He was just class, absolutely class. You cannot coach that either. That's what I think part of the problem is with Nunez for Liverpool. You just cannot coach that instinct of timing that run on the shoulder right. You've either got it or you haven't.
I mean, Nunez for me should be scoring a lot of goals in the Premier League, but he's just that little bit short, isn't he?
I genuinely think he's got learning difficulties, though, mate. I genuinely think he's not all there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you watch him in a game and he'll make the mistakes that he's made in the previous game, and it's how you're working with the best coaches in Europe. How on earth are you allowing yourself to do that as a professional? Yeah, and not even just the offsides either. Like, there's probably about 6 or 7 chances he's missed this season where he's been fed in on the right hand side, and any natural striker will be firing it across the goal, and he goes near post and he ends up hitting the stanchion on the near post, and it's like, come on.
Everyone keeps going on about him, like, oh, we play for Benfica. Yeah, that's all right when you're playing against Casa Pia, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, we jumped to 60 out of the blue there. Literally from 45 to 60. Nunez is a moron. That's his problem. Yeah. I don't see him being coached. I really don't.
Bielsa makes him prime Ronaldo. Yeah, he is good for Uruguay as well, but again, you're playing against Venezuela and Ecuador, aren't you? So,
yeah, and it's different when you've got a team entirely set up to play to your strengths.
Yes.
Sit deep and then hit. Almost draw that back line up a little bit and then hit them. Whereas actually Liverpool have got the ball most of the time. The back four that they're playing against is usually deep anyway. So yeah, it's bizarre, frustrating, mate. I wasn't a very good player by any means, but I used to play up top, and shit strikers really fucking do me head in. It's like the easiest position in the game to play. Hardest thing to do is score, though, obviously. Indy 500 starting 2 for the Champ Mega Horse. Are you into any American sport?
I'm a basketball fan. I like basketball.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's
who's your team?
Well, I'm sure I said this before, but when I went on my honeymoon to New York,
yes, yeah,
we went to watch the Knicks. I'm a New York Knicks fan, so I say a fan loosely, but that would be if I was, being told what were you a fan of, that'd be it. So, but I do like. What about yourself? Are you a
NFL, mate? Love the NFL.
Yeah, of course. I don't understand it. I'm too stupid to understand it.
No, I think it's. Did you know Steve Wright played basketball for England?
Did he?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
I think he chose a lady friend over a fledgling career in basketball. Yeah,
you could have been a full-time hooper on the millions.
Could have been. I'm guessing he's going to go Nakata for Van Bommel and just do a little switch there. Steve, you're 3-1 up, mate. If you can just let us know, bud.
Greavesy, massive basketball fan too. Yeah, he is. He's a Celtics fan, isn't he? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Greavesy. God bless him.
Where is he nowadays?
Oh, no, I haven't heard from him in ages, mate. Usually pops up with Steve and says hello every now and again. I think at the back end of Super League last season, he was sniffing around because I think he thought maybe a job or two would come up. So he was kind of appearing in some chats and stuff. But anyway, hope he's well. Davy Collins with a 5, offering nothing there from AMC. And over at the Steam Pigs, a litany of 7s and 8s. Really, really solid performance. Andrei Shevchenko, man of the match performance. Not just getting the goal, but also getting 2 assists. That is absolutely brilliant. So it's actually his first assist of the season. And no corners. What a spot that is from the Mega Horse.
Did anybody else catch Alf being racist on Twitter earlier? Or was that just me?
Was he being racist? Was he? What did he say?
I wonder how many British acts appear on Japan's Got Talent. But I think the acts you're referring to are probably Korean anyway, Alf. So. Oh,
is it? So is the inference as in there are too many Koreans?
I think so. I mean, if you're going to be racist, at least get the country right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine it takes quite a lot to get Alf angry. So there must have been a lot of Koreans on that show to prompt that. Over at the Bisons, who are the stand-up team of the league. Tato's basically played the same formation and same players in 2 leagues consecutively. Which is interesting for the man who derided the conventions of the Super League for so long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beckham makes his debut tonight. What's your thoughts on Beckham?
I'm a big D-Beck fan, and I think America is obviously his home, isn't it? He's got to be. I used to love Beckham.
Beckham comes in.
Fucking quality when he was so good.
Yeah, absolutely. Even as a Liverpool fan, it was really hard to dislike Beckham. Over to the Pelham Pumas, who are on a little bit of a decent run of form. They've won 2 on the bounce, haven't conceded. They move Ronaldinho up to striker tonight, and Edilson comes in to make way for the injured Patrick Kluivert.
He's got 21.
Has he what? Sorry.
I mean, what's his goal? That's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, I really don't rate Kluivert on this at all. Always fires for Barca in a home save, but I think he's absolutely shite. Prediction here: Pelham with a chance to do the rest of the league a favour. Do you reckon?
Yeah, they won't know, will they? 1-0 to the Bisons, I think.
1-0 to the Bisons. Marquez, who retains his AMC starting position, and he's been very good for the Bisons. Tato does have a knack of uncovering these little kind of hidden gems, home save gems, and transferring it. Riyadh probably being the most famous. Vestivel with a big save from a Rossini header. Marquez there is involved. Beckham is involved with Giggs on either wing. Are we going to get another 0-0? And Mourinho was the penalty taker. Default penalty taker selected, and he does miss them. Tato will be scurrying through Twitter messages to see if he's ever selected a penalty taker. Ronaldinho with a triple chance. Pagliuca with 3 saves on the bounce there. We'll have a little look at that in the keeper is having a blinder for the Bisons. The penalty miss has woken the Pelham boys up. Let's have a look at that triple save. Where is it?
Bit further down. Ronaldinho.
Cool. Ronaldinho save. Ronaldinho hit the post. Agahawa crossed it in. Montella. Pagliuca smothered it. Yeah, nice little triple save from the keeper there. And as a result, he's on a solid 8. It's only really Marquez in that AMC position. You've got to think Ian Robin's going to be coming on for his debut here at AMC. Condition-wise, all looks fine. Over at the Pelham boys, 8 7s and 6s there. Nothing to write home about in terms of conditions, although Kabakaladze is looking a little bit tired on 82 minutes. And we'll see what Dims wants to do. We will jump over to the Pelham boys because Tato's in there for as is. And we'll see if Dimble wants to make any changes. Although back end of that first half looked to be kind of the better team, Pelham, since the penalty miss.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do here, though, to be fair. Because he's very much usually an as-is guy, isn't he, at half-time, Dimble?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Zaurion for a Dielson maybe, and then Agahawa MC.
behind. Yeah. Well, you could get Agar up top as well, couldn't you? And then have Ronaldinho, because
Ronaldinho, yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikolai's hasn't had any. He's had quite a few in the cup. That's where he scored. Yeah, he did have that ball run blitz in the cup, didn't he? I haven't seen Dims in a good couple of messages, so I'm just going to give him. Oh, there he is. Ronaldinho to ML.
Oh.
Call MC. Centralize and remove the arrows.
Oh.
Lovely. Can you just confirm that is hunky dory for you, Dims? You recently moved to this in the Super League, and I think the rationale is that you just have a little bit more of the ball with the MC in there, and you're not gambling on the wingers getting it as much. Dims, if you can just give us the thumbs up, my man. That was a nice, clear change, but just want to make sure. Big game this for two teams at the right end of the table, unlike us, Robert.
I'm on the move there. You think? Brilliant. I think I'm on the move.
You're on the move, yeah.
Yeah.
Good lad. The recovery starts last game.
Fourth.
51 minutes played. Giggs. Rossini puts it wide. He has missed a few chances the last few weeks. Rossini always looks in contention, and Montella did have a chance for Pelham. But didn't put it in the back of the net. You've got to be seeing Iron Robin here now. Yeah,
get Marquez off pants.
Condition-wise, looks absolutely fine. Campbell, Santos, and Marquez on 6s. Over at the Pelham boys, we go as is. Condition-wise, just Kabakaladze on 79% again. May see Soroczynski coming on there if Dimble sees that 79%. And we do have a debut for Iron Robin, Robert.
What's something Marquez? Appearance and bottom for Beckham. Ooh.
Beckham hooked after 60 minutes on debut.
Big changes.
Big changes there. He was very heavily involved in the first half text until that missed penalty. And we will see what impact they have. Giggs. Tato has had a knack this season of making changes that have yielded the right kind of outcome. Dimble had a couple of games like that earlier on, but Tato's probably done it the most this season, and it is Joe Cole. Joe Cole from MC with a big goal if he manages to hang on. Probably since the 30-minute mark. Oh, there is Robin on his debut, a late equaliser with literally the last kick of the game. As we get over to match stats that indicate it really is 50-50. Bisons have obviously made their changes, so can't do anything other than instructions. And Dimble will be absolutely sick at that sucker punch right at the end there. With a Zambrotta assist and a Robin goal, the changes absolutely again have yielded results.
I think if you're Dimble, do you go 2 up top now or try and
I think you've probably got to get Ronaldinho back to AMC. I think he's on a 6 there. He's had 4 chances. He's just not doing it, is he? In the striker position, I could never get a tune out of him in the striker position. Kaladze has interestingly dropped down to a 5 and is on 75%. Will we see Soroczynski come on for him? 5 and 75% fitness is almost crying out. He hasn't made 1 tackle all game. Kaladze. Interestingly, is unhappy with the manager. Oh no, he isn't actually. No, he's happy to stay at the club now.
Soroczynski for Kaladze, that's all.
Last pack he was unhappy. Soroczynski, and that's all. And we will roll to. Is this our 3rd extra time of the night? It is our 3rd extra time of the night. Feel like the Bisons will have went into this first half of extra time feeling as though the game is theirs to win with the momentum. Ronaldinho has a goal from the free kick, earns a corner, but nothing comes of it. Pelham, the only team with a shot there at the 105-minute mark. Who's going to get this goal, or are the spoils going to be shared to Matty Blatter?
Either way.
Westerveld with a big shave, 116 minutes. Petit goes into the box. Here come the Bisons, and it is a ones each. Ends ones each, and Pelham probably a little bit disappointed given the fact that they scored that goal and Robin scored so late on, and that'll be one of them where Tato probably just takes the point and gets out and runs. What do you reckon?
It's pretty fair result, isn't it? Really
good game that one for a ones each. Yeah, and a rare draw. We get over to, let's do our game now, mate.
Yeah.
Dandies against the Sloths, and the Dandies do have a couple of debuts tonight. Emil Mpenza, Ronaldo, and Roy Keane come in an 11 that I'm really happy with now, after a few little deals to get them over the line.
guaranteed to score on Penza.
I think so, mate. Over at the Sloths, who go like this: 3 EMCs, 1 at the back, Roberto and Salihamidzic looking to do the damage. Although this little trifecta of both Gattuso and Ferguson could potentially be scarily good, Rob.
Pretty happy with that. Yeah, let's. I just need. If I can improve Deco, then I think I'm getting near happy, to be honest. And Ayala, obviously, but
I think Salas is going to do really well for you this season, mate. He's came in, he scored 2. I like him a hell of a lot. Best of luck, mate. As we kick off. Lizarazu was involved at the right end of the pitch there quite early on, but here come the wing backs for Short Pump Sloths. It is Deco who has half a chance. Big save by Chiotis. Free kick. Roy Keane goes in at the book. He'll be suspended next game. Simkoviak with an early chance puts it wide. 23 minutes played on the clock. Lizarazu again being mentioned is the battle of the wing backs. Keeper doesn't get there, and it is Marcelo Salas who puts his team 1-0 up on 27 minutes. 30 minutes played. Can the Dandies? Ronaldo can't miss. It is Simkoviak offside.
Delicious.
Second life for the Short Pump Sloths, and Salas has denied a great goal. Salas, that is his 3rd in 3. We get to half time. What? That wasn't the crack, was it? I don't think that was that. Definitely seen some chances there. That's a bit shit. That we've been short pumped. We're not going to do anything there, Rob. In fact, we are. Yeah, fuck it. Roy Keane's definitely going to get sent off. We're going to go Constantinu. We're going to do a Rob Sloth.
Go on.
We're going to go 3 up top. And we're going to go like that. How are you looking, Rob? That's half time there.
I mean,
Nicky bought on a yellow, but he's on an 8 condition-wise.
Let's go. Worry about. Let's go Del Piero for Trez, and then just roll till 60.
Del Piero for Trez, and we roll.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look. What happens? Chances for Short Pump Sloths. Trezeguet involved there. 49 minutes played. Salihamidzic. Roberto surely puts the game to bed on 50 minutes with 2-0. Archie Back puts it over. Lizarazu. Khan saves Ronaldo with a chance. 53 minutes played. Dandies are creating a lot here, but just not putting the ball in the back of the net again for about the 50th time this season. Indirect free kick given. And Penza will hook for Lednev. And we'll go 3 EMCs there. That's what we'll do. Rob, what are you going to do, bud?
Let's just roll. Let's roll.
Roll until the death.
Yeah, roll it.
As we see if the Dandies can get back into this.
It's kind of working so
free
far.
Kick back, skimmed the top of the bar. Short Pump Sloths look to be home and dry. And there is Gattuso. There's going to be some 5s for that defence, I think. Okarongo and probably Chiotis are going to be on a 5. Ronaldo with a half a chance. Dandies just cannot put the ball in the back of the net. There is Lednev. A lifeline for Dandies. That isn't going to make any difference. It's far too late. Yellow card for Lizarazu. Ferguson, Salas, Deco 4-1. Oh, it's offside. And we get to full time. And that is a dominant. Chiotis on a 7. A dominant first half performance, built on by a second half performance, and a 0 Roberto man of the match. You must be absolutely happy with that, Rob.
Well, yeah, one at the back's stupid. It shouldn't work, should it? But
to be fair to you, though, mate, it's yielding some results for you there. It's a belter result for you, mate. Well played. As we get on to the last game of this game week, the drivetrain stay as is, absolutely as is. They persist with this 3 up top and the flat 4 midfield. Definitely unusual and definitely interesting. Over to the Blackwater Gators. Dan goes as is since his last game. I'm there behind Saviola in that tripod of Aimar, Saviola, Crespo, which could be scarily good. Prediction here, Roberto?
I like that Gators front 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
should be good, shouldn't it?
2-0 Gators. I want Aimar. I really want him.
Yeah. I haven't seen Dan or the Savage in the chat tonight, mate. So this could be a quick one. I think could be a quick one. As the drivetrain get underway and look to be having most of the chances. Del Vecchio with a header, 30 minutes played, and Dan has landed just in time. Good stuff.
Dan,
20 minutes played.
Dan, give me Aimar.
Okay, Gators withdraw, hold the pressure, but Alessandro Nesta goes in the book. What are you going to say there, Rob?
Give me Aimar for, I don't know, actually. Salas. I don't know. I really want him. I have him for Ayala, and I'll just play none at the back.
Yeah, Scotty, I'll put you as late as possible, ghost games permitting me. We're going to get another 0-0 at half time. And those are the match stats. And Gators said Gators were withholding the pressure an awful lot there, but actually they have had the most chances. Oliver Dufour on a 5, with Riquelme on a 6. No condition issues to worry about there for Dan. Crespo continues to fire blanks. Really, he's not been particularly great for either Memphis or for the Gators. And Savage is here as well. That's brilliant. 6s for Neil Scally, Michael Owen, and Thierry Henry, and the rest are 7s and 8s with his back centre half pairings both on a booking. Dan goes Crespo for Anelka. Some replacement.
Yeah.
Some replacement. And we'll just pop back onto the drivetrain, and Savage goes as is. 46 minutes played. Who is going to get the breakthrough first, or are we going to another game in extra time? Bowyer with a half a chance, can't gather it clear. They kind of keep it. Owen smashes it in low, and it's Lee Bowyer on the rebound who puts his team 1-0 up, and Scally with a double whammy. Mike holding his nerve, and the drivetrain are 2-0 up on 60 minutes with a rare Neil Scally goal. And he's still only on a 6, such is the game engine's allergy to him actually scoring. Over the Gators, wow, just totally underwhelming. A spate of 6s. It's an as is from both.
Dan's
and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if they can do anything there to get back into the game. Gators and Dan, these are the two sides that are probably struggling the most the minute in the league, I would say. Henry 3-0 up, 86 minutes played, and that is a comprehensive and resounding victory for the drivetrain, with some questions to be asked of where the Gators go from here. Rivaldo with a man of the match performance, despite having only managed one header and not making it, and no tackles all game, but gets a 10 for an assist essentially. That is absolutely bizarre.
Lovely.
And 3 key passes, so maybe a pre-assist. And over at the Gators, just 6. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, Jesus, no.
A full 11, 12 of 6s.
Suite of 6s. Lovely.
That is crazy. Yeah, okay, lovely. So that brings us to the end of that game week. Lads, if you have deals waiting, can you just put them in the chat, just so I know to do them, please? Because otherwise it's going to be... Otherwise, it's going to be a head blag to do kind of essentially packs and deals. So, what was the Slam deal? Are you jumping off, mate?
That's me then, Doug. Thanks for having me.
Okay, mate. Lovely to hear you tonight, mate. Thanks for coming in.
Buddy. Take it easy.
See you in a bit, son. As we just have a little bit of a look at what we've got to wait for the Slam deal because it's Emerson. And if anybody does anybody else have another deal waiting to go through? Yeah, Emerson's not fit, so we're going to have to wait, mate. Deal agreed. Let's do a little WhatsApp. Deal agreed when Emerson is fit. Agreed a deal. Whose deal is agreed with Jens? Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's just the Emerson deal. So, yeah, I'll just wait until Emerson's fit. So we'll just, let me just save that. So we've got a backup. Let's just add that back in. Yeah, I agree, Steve. You can't be losing Yapstam before you get Emerson back. I agree. What was that, Emerson? Kesman being a prick. Doesn't believe the club can meet his demands just for when Rob is ready for it there. And we will board reaction, Raoul, full training, board unhappy. Fuck knows what my board's going to say. Yeah, board unhappy. Keen plan for one match. There we go. Get to the 20th. There we go. And we'll go to the Dandies last. And we'll just do essentially a digital pack. Lucenhoff injured there. Damaged shoulder 2 weeks. Shivu still out for a week with a stub toe. And as is, looks all right, Dan, but you did get beat last game, so I appreciate you, mate. There we go. And there's the Alcatraz boys, if Hopkins is about. And as is probably as expected from Hopkins there. Over at the Vikings boys. unhappy. Would like to negotiate a new contract. Cheers, horse. Thank you very much, man. Emerson still out for a month. I'm guessing Patrick Vieira will be straight into. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind DMing any massive changes into the Twitter, that'd be grand. I can just follow them as I need to, rather than coming in the chat in different orders. That'd be great. Dan, there's yours, mate. All look fine selection wise. Yeah, if you can just pop it in the Twitter message, that'd be grand, boys, and then it just keeps it nice and straightforward. Over at the Pelham boys, their pack looks like this. No, couple of people hovering on 93%, but other than that, all looks fine. The Nielsen contract, yeah, it's just offering a contract there. And Kluivert is still out for 2 weeks. Over at the drivetrain, School's still the only injury there. Everything else looks absolutely bang on for Savage, and he'll be reluctant to change anything after that. Over at the Memphis Reigns, we've got a couple of issues here. Roxy, Kufra out for a week. Mendes, who would be his replacement, is out for about 10 days. And we've got Solis, who's unhappy. Barsom, who's unhappy. Everything else looks grand. Over at the Short Pump Sloths, who will probably go as is after that resounding win for the Sloths. Scotty, mate, I know you're driving. Tudor's not happy. See the contract will turn GVB around. And Janino thinks he should be starting. Salas for 3 weeks. So I'm guessing stay and make yours nice and easy. You're going to go like that. That makes sense. If you can let us know if that doesn't hold true. Condition wise, absolutely fine. Morale wise, absolutely fine. Lovely. Figo was available. Put him on the bench for the Nielsen. Cheers, Dims, mate. Appreciate that, bud. Over at the Steam Pigs. Brilliant. Cheers, Stay. And then over at the Bisons, who look grand to go as is, unless Tato wants to change anything significant. Yeah, and we'll just catch up on a bit of news. So what have we got in terms of fixtures then? And then I'll sort my team out. Jeremy's, Kovakin, Dempsey, have him there, take Keane out, put Cambiaso in. Will that do? Yeah, fuck it. That'll do us. Danny's reserves win. Let's have a little look at what the fixtures are tonight. So we've got Drivetrain against Alcatraz, El Lucafire against Des Moines, Memphis Trains against Shortport, Pelham against Gators, St. Domingo against Steam Pigs, and conveniently we've got Vikings against Dandies, which we'll start with because of the time difference for Jens. So DM'd it, but it's just Robin for Marquez. Lovely Tato. Let me just make that now. DM'd it, but it's just Robin for Marquez. Fantastic. Cheers, bud. And if I can just give Jens a couple more minutes. Yeah, Jens, I'm guessing it's just Paddy Vieira in, is it? Let me just check if I've got a DM off here. Vieira for Zidane, swap with Veron, brilliant. Vieira for Zidane, and a little swapsy with Veron, and that'll do. It's fantastic. Excellent. Lovely. And we'll have a little dance here, Jens, and we'll see what happens between the Vikings and the Dandies. See if that move to a flat 271 can be any more positive or productive for the Dandies, who are away to a very, very good Jens Vikings side. Then Penza does get a debut goal. Oh, and then Van Nistelrooy scores right fucking back. Typical. We have a ones each going into half time. Lizarazu with half a chance there. We get a half time. Dandies did look okay there, creating a fair few chances and only winning 28% of headers as we get to half time with a ones each. 6s, 7s, and 8s. 8 for Petkov. Other than that, nothing really to shout about. Zanetti again with another assist from DMR. What's his first assist of the season, actually? I didn't think Yeremy's had been that bad in terms of output. I knew match rating wise he'd been fantastic, but that is a really shit output from DMR, really, to be honest. And we'll see what Jens wants to do. Over the Dandies, a 5 for Chiotis, 6 for Simkoviak, and Jens goes as is. And I think we will keep it as is as well. We see who can get the goal to go 2-1 up. Oh, back misses a chance. He does create another chance for Archie back. 58 minutes played. Chiotis does make a save. 62 minutes, and there is Mackay. Story of Dandy season that actually they create shitloads, but just cannot put the fucking ball in the back of the net. We're gonna go. What we're gonna do? We're gonna go Archie back for Constantinu, and we're gonna go like that. Fuck it. Honestly, this team, man. Over at the Vikings, 9 for Cuenca, Fabio Cannavaro on a 6, Ronnie Johnson on an 8, 6s and 7s for Van Nistelrooy, Veron and Mackay. Conditions wise, Petkov 91%, 86% for Paddy Vieira coming back in, but actually nothing really to worry about there for Jens as his team are 2-1 up with that Roy Mackay goal, who now has 9 in 21 with 3 assists and 3 man of the match performances. Lovely, and it's an as is from Jens as we rattle to the conclusion of the first game in this bank holiday doubleheader. 87 minutes played. The Vikings are just going to absolutely shut this one out, it looks like. Are they going to get another chance? 89 minutes. Chiotis can't hold on to it. What a fucking surprise. Another save by Chiotis and a final whistle. An absolute shambles. That's 5 losses on the spin now for the Dandies as they look absolutely horrific at the minute and just cannot punch their way out of a paper bag. Fair play to the Vikings. Patrick Vieira with 8 tackles out of 11 being made. Match rating of 9 and a man of the match performance. Well played, Jens. Over at the short pump sloths, who are going to play Memphis Reigns. Short pump sloths are going to go as is. So we've seen their 11 and we will just crack on. Bring up Roxas. Haven't seen him in a little while, so we may just have to we might just have to make a little bit of a change on his behalf. I think it's probably going to be Melito, and then Tetradze for the backup. So we'll just see if Rox appears. We'll give him a couple of seconds, and if not, then he can let us know. And we will rock with that because that's about a minute, I think. And we'll see how the Sloths and the Memphis Reigns get on. Ooh, chance. Someone should have scored there. I wasn't sure who it was, but Memphis Reigns creating 2 chances back to back there. Ferguson with the yellow card, the Alessandro, and there is Salas. Wow, what a striker that Rob has unleashed on the league. Marcelo Salas, who was unhappy with Rob after about game week 7 for not playing, and Rob played him on the back of it, and he's been on fire ever since. Short pump are going to record 2 wins out of 2 so far, with only a shot on goal in this bank holiday double header. Costanzo on 100% fitness with a 6, and the short pump sloths, Salas with the goal, and Alessandro Del Piero with another assist there, who goes as is. Just give Rox a couple of seconds in case he does appear. And we'll see what he wants to do if we manage to see him pop up. 50-50 game, but the Sloths with Salas now having scored 4 in 4. It's probably on track for a man of the match performance here again. As we roll to 60. Vieri pulls his team back into it with his 10th goal of the season. Does feel as though Memphis Reigns have been back into this game and the better team since the 50-minute mark. Solly's in there, and there is Ortega. They've absolutely turned this game around. And the Sloths are Staring down the barrel of 1 win, 1 loss, having looked so good there for the first half. Over to the Memphis Reigns, again 6 for Costanzo, 8 for Valtellina and Milito. And the Slothman does do Trez on for Del Piero. And we roll to the 90-minute mark, dominant from the Memphis Reigns. Wow. One-sided. 66 minutes played. Costanzo with a big save. Feels as though it is all black and blue again. Are they going to get the third? They're going to do to Sloths what they did to Dandies. Ayala gets a lecture. 92 minutes played. Totti. And the Memphis Reigns deservedly see that one out. And it is a Valtellina man of the match performance with the assist. Over at the Sloths, well, they just didn't really offer anything up top, and it is Marcelo Salas again who keeps them going. That's a really, really solid win. Very gracious of the Slothman to say as such. Who've Alcatraz got? Alcatraz has got Drivetrain. Let's go with that. We go Hopkins versus Savage. Brett Emerton on 89%, but no natural really DMR there to sub in for him. Nothing came through from Hopkins, so we will rock. And the Drivetrain are going to go as is, following that resounding 3-0 that we've just seen. Best of luck to both managers. We kick off. Collins shoots hard and low. Oh, and there is Henry. You got a goal in the 3-0 win last game, and he does set the tone for the Drivetrain, and it's an Edgar Davids injury. It's going to be a straight swap for Bishkan. I haven't seen I haven't seen Hopkins, and we will keep going. And Dye with a big tackle and goes into the book. Scally again with his name mentioned in the kind of final third of the opposite end of the pitch. Matavicki mentioned. Nesta with a push. Owen, speculative volley from Del Vecchio, feels a hell of a lot of Drivetrain pressure, and the pressure does yield a second goal. Our Drivetrain going to go 2 wins out of 2 with no goals conceded in this bank holiday doubleheader. Really, really dominant from the Drivetrain. They've really clicked into gear with that unusual flat 4 and 3 up top with the backward arrows. Credit to Savage for that. Matavicki with a 9 and an assist. Over to the Alcatraz, just too many 5s amongst that starting 11. And Dye with a book in 5s. Maldini and Lucio both on 5s. And Savage goes as is as we rock to 60. Boya with a pot shot at goal, and there is Rivaldo for the second game of the evening. They are 3-0 up, make that 4-0 up. Collins gets a goal back, but it's offside. This is a dominant performance from the Drivetrain. 62 minutes played. It's worth remembering that the Alcatraz boys went 4 wins out of 4 with no goals conceded in the first 4 games of the season. Over to the Drivetrain. 9s and 8s, bar 2 players, 3 players on 7s, 4 players on 7s. And over at the Alcatraz boys, Lucio with a 4. No natural centre half on the bench, otherwise I would have made changes for him. And Savage goes as is as we rattle on. 68 minutes played. 86 minutes played. Drivetrain are on course to have scored 7, scored 8, and conceded none across 2 game weeks. What a performance that is from the Drivetrain. The fans would be absolutely standing up and applauding there. 2 10s in the 11, and Matavicki with the man of the match performance with 2 assists, and the Alcatraz boys at the opposite end of the scale. David Seaman on a 4, Lucio on a 4. It's probably about time we saw Vito Bayer return to the goalkeeping. We're going to go with the Bisons against the Steam Pigs, who have made a change with Robin coming into AMC. And the Steam Pigs, who we've seen make that change, Walter Samuel returning, Eric Addo going into DMC in place of the injured Z. Elias. Should be goals in this one. Early chance for Steam Pigs. Samuel goes into the book on his return. 11 minutes played. As Pickled Onion Monster Munch repeat on me. Ooh, Santos kicks the balls away and he goes into the book for descent. Very lucky not to get sent off there. And it is Franca who scores, who puts his team 1-0 up. clearance off the line for the Steam Pigs. As the Bisons do try and put some more pressure on at the end of this first half to get back into the game. Mendieta snuffs out the pass. Addo goes into the book. A couple of bookings here for the Steam Pigs, and they do find themselves 1-0 up at half time. And Tato is going to have to wield his magic again a little bit in terms of changes. Georgiatos not really influencing the game from that DML position at all, as Tato's in early and goes running to the 60-minute mark. Over at the Steam Pigs, we'll see what he wants to do. Zanoni on a 6, Franca on an 8. The assist coming from Yap Sam, believe it or not. Maybe a knockdown there in the box. Can't see Steve doing any changes here, really. Although it did feel as though the Bisons were getting back into that a little bit there. As is till 60 from the Steam Piggy. Franca with another chance. Could he have put the game to bed there? Will the Steam Pigs rue that miss? We get to 65 minutes as the yellow card is given to Georgiatos. Conditions-wise, nothing to worry about. Maybe only Albert on 79%, but you do have Henrik Larsson on the bench. I would expect to possibly see him come on. And then over at the Bisons, 7s, 8s, and just the 1-8 for Tomati. It's an underwhelming Bisons performance. That's Santos on a 6 and the yellow. Wouldn't surprise us if we're going to see Zambrotta for Beckham again and Pierre for Raul, probably, I reckon. But we'll see what Tato wants to do. 82% and 80% for Tomati in gigs, respectively. The only minor fitness concern. Steve goes as is. Will we see a rare foray of Mendieta and Tomati into MC for Tato here? Or are we just going to see... We're not just going to see Santos off for Pierre. Put him straight up front. Long arrows on the wingers. And bring Beckham off for Zambrotta. Arrows on DMCs to stay on. Tato, I appreciate how clear that message was, my man, as we roll to the full time whistle. As the Bisons now have essentially 6 players in the attacking third anytime they have a ball. Can the Steam Pigs hang on, or is it going to be another draw from the... It is Robin. Robin in the 90th minute again. 2 goals in the 90th minute for the Bisons. Wow. And listen, this game is a bastard at times, but you know what? There's certain seasons and certain teams where you just think it's their year, and it's probably the Bisons in this instance. Just a really, really hard team to put away. Yeah, and 5 out of the lad who's just sold Iron Robin, as is for Tato. And we'll have a little look at what Steve wants to do there. 73% for Albert. 78% for Georgiatos. We'll see what Steve wants to do. It really didn't look bad at all, so it'd be very surprising if Steve makes anything massive changes wise. Possibly got to get Henrik Larsson on for Albert, I reckon. He is struggling a little bit in the middle of the park, other than that, with the injuries to Harry Kewell and Zelius. Excuse me, boys. You leave it, and we will roll to 105. Oh, Robin could have won the game. Robin could have won the game. Little quick look at half-time match stats as we roll to full-time. Will the Bisons have 2 1-1 draws out of these 2 bank holiday games? They do indeed, as we get to full-time. Probably on balance, the ones each deserves, really. But Robin again with the last kick of the game, saving his team. Well played, boys. That was a really enjoyable ones each. We're going to go with the Pelham against Gators, boys. Rivaldo came in on the bench, but other than that, that is how the Pelham boys go. Let me just check. That was a crack from you. The rest can say the same. Sorry. Figo on the bench for Danielson. Lovely. I just wanted to check you were keeping Ronaldinho up top. And we'll just jump over to the DMs to check Savages. We'll check Dan's, really. Arrows on Riquelme and Rui, and that's it. Okay. Lovely. And we'll see how the Pelham against the Gator boys get on as Gators look to advance those MCs moving forward. Ronaldinho with half a chance. Vogel in at the book. Oh, should that have been a Vogel yellow card to send him off? Ronaldinho puts his team 1-0 up. Crespo with a half a chance doesn't put it in the back of the net. Gators with a little bit of pressure in these last 5 minutes of the second half, of the first half rather. Montella. Let's just see that. Vogel, Aymar. Oh, Vogel should have walked. Booked, and then he kicks it away. Nothing happened. Yeah, Vogel should have been back in the changes. Over to the halftime stats. 5 shots on target from 5 from Pelham and 3 from 4 for the Gators. Yeah, interesting. 8 7s and 9s from the Pelham boys. That is a really, really solid first half performance from them, with Vogel going into the book. Over at the Gators, again, just 6s for that creative kind of bunch of players. Costa, Aymar, Saviola, Riquelme, really not pulling any trees up at the minute. And Dan will no doubt have a little bit of luck at that, I think, between now and the next game week tomorrow night. We'll see what Dimble wants to do. Just having a little bit of a think. I think he's on a no change. Brilliant. Okay, and we go to 60. Can the Pelham boys get a second goal? We jumped to 60 out of the blue there. And I think that was Kaladze going into the book very, very quickly. 75% fitness for Joey Cole. Match rating wise, all still looking really solid for Dimble. Joe Cole on a 7, Agahawa on a 7. Wouldn't surprise us if we see Figo for Cole here on that left-hand side. The Gators are going to carry on, but we'll just pull that up just for reference. See what Dims wants to do. Dimbolo, let me know, boys. Figo for Cole. Swap with Agahawa. That's it. So Agahawa comes over to ML and Figo goes over to MR, as the Gators have said to carry on, believing they've got the best 11 on the pitch to get the job done. Riquelme with a half a chance, 76 minutes played. Gators have came back into it since going 1-0 down, but just really struggling to have any sort of sustained pressure. 88 minutes played. Sami Hyypiä sounds as though he's been absolutely immense with how much his name's been mentioned in the text. And the Pelham boys do, yeah, I thought you were, mate. I thought you were when you reacted to that Vogel bit. Pelham running out 1-0 win. And it's Kaladze who's a man of the match performance. But again, Hyypiä could have quite easily been man of the match performance. He was mentioned absolutely in the text. And over at the Gators, 8 7s and 6s. Again, probably Dan's going to do a little bit of homework, I reckon, if he gets a chance between now and next time. But Takua trying 18 tackles and making 10. Over the last game of the double header. Right. Faster to move. Oh, so this is going to be bad shit, isn't it? Right, I'm going to clear the squad and I'm going to move your numbers where they need to be, and then I'm going to deal with personnel. So 5's there, 8's there, 4's on the right, 10's there, 3's there with a half an arrow, 2's there with a half an arrow, 4's there, 8's there, 11's off the side, and 9's up top. And then personnel wise, you're going Toldo. Your centre halves are going to be Henshaw and Kimuna. Your 3 DMCs are going to be Louis Enrique, Paredes, and apologies, boys, I'm just narrating horse submission just because it's obviously a little bit of a horsey formation. With Bauma, ML, Kieran Dyer, MR, Naj, MC, But I think of an AMC offset. Where is he at? There he is. And Maxime Sigalko and Paredes is going to be skipper. Horse, if you can just let us know that that's grand. And we go Mondragon, Teneto, Justin Walker, Exter Berea, and ZZ Roberts. Fantastic. And then we go over the local Fire boys who just made the one change. Appreciate that, Scotty. Gerard in for Van der Voort into MC. Best of luck to both managers. And we kick the game off. And there is a goal. Kutusov from AMC puts his team 1-0 up. Free kick. Ooh, someone went down like the bean shot. Didn't quite catch who that was. Vidukas off the ball. Hell of a lot of pressure here for the local Fire boys. Paredes, Andre with the save. Luis Enrique goes into the book now. Can the Des Moines Demons get back into this game? Volodenkov advances on at the keeper, but cannot put it in the back of the net. Toldo somehow got his fingertips to it. Did feel like a second goal was coming, and it is Giovanni Van Bronckhorst who puts his team 2-0 up. 40 minutes played. Bauma, and there is Volodenkov, 5th goal of the season. He has been crazy good for the Mega Horse as we get to half time. Des Moines, who've been poor, but actually only find themselves a goal behind, and the local Fire will just be a little bit frustrated that that isn't a 2-0 lead at half time. Over to the Des Moines Demons. 6s there, 8s and 7s and 6s. Condition wise, nothing really much to worry about. Back over to the local Fire boys. It's a 6 for Carla Shacks, who I think had an impact from DMR the other match. So DMR for Mike Duff, maybe. Horse goes as is, so we'll just leave Scotty's up on the screen for a little bit more. Gerard's come in and been okay. Not offered that much. And Rustico with 10 tackles out of 11 being won. As is from Scotty as we go to 60 minutes. 56 minutes played, and there is the third, a lovely local Fire goal. And the fourth, wow, Viduka with a fourth, and there is a, wow, disallowed. It's all happening, absolutely all happening. And the local Fires are smashing it at the minute. 9s, 8s, and 7s. When 7s are your lowest rating, you've only got 3 of them, and one of them is your keeper, you know you're probably on top of the game. Over at the Des Moines Demons. Onchu on a 5, Balmore on a 6. Players that have been really solid. Sigalko not offering anything there. Condition wise, nothing really doing. Just leave that up a little bit longer for Horsey, because I suspect there'll be a fair few changes for him. What I'll do tonight, boys, is I'll upload the save straight away, but I'm not doing packs straight away. So we'll upload the save straight away. People can access the save, have a little look around, mooch about. I imagine there'll be a couple of teams wanting to change things up. And then I'll do packs at some point tomorrow for those that can't access the save. No changes from the Mega Horse as we roll until 68 minutes. Horse probably wanting to dissect it in a little bit further detail rather than just making any changes now that might not have an impact. Big win for the local Fire. I think this would put them on par with the Dandies in terms of their division. Do run out winners, and it is Kutusov who's a man of the match in the AMC position. First time he's really rocked up for their local Fire this season, and Des Moines Demons just a case of not being very good tonight. Unlucky Dan, I know you're in the midst of a bit of an injury crisis at the defensive end of the pitch. So that brings us to this. Bison's on 44 points, Vikings on 42 points, Drive Train on 34, and the Memphis Rains on 17 within their division. In terms of the Central, their local Fire come off the bottom of the league for the first time in about 14 game weeks on 23 points as the Dandies lose their 5th on the spin. Pelham now clear top, and the Alcatraz being pulled into it. Over at the Western, Steam Pigs top by 6. Des Moines Demons on 32 points and the Gators on 26 with the Short Pumps on 21. Lads, happy bank holiday. It's been an absolute belter, and we've done basically 2 game weeks plus packs in about an hour and 10 minutes, which is absolutely fucking fantastic. Cheers for joining us. The FIFA boys, get the Xbox and PS5s fired up, and we will we'll get on in just a bit. Good night, lads. Happy bank holiday.